2015? You mean we're in the future?
Welcome to a Dark Corners special. It's 2015, the year to which Marty McFly travelled in Back to the Future 2, and we're looking at what the film got right and what it got wrong.
I gotta check this out, Doc.
It's McFly's and it's McFails. Copyright Dark Corners 2015.
And this is the year 2015?
October 21st, 2015.
Of course, we could have waited till the actual date that he went forward, but let's be honest, everyone and his brother is going to be doing this, so we thought we'd try to get him first.
First, you've got to get out and change clothes.
Most obvious thing the film does to create the future is the clothes, which are obviously futuristic and yet equally obviously 80s, and they look ridiculous.
All kids in the future wear their pants inside out.
On the other hand, I think we'll call that a McFly. And this is one of a whole bunch of things the film got near perfectly right. Hands-free headsets.
Dad, telephones, needles.
What amounts to Google Glass.
Oh, I thought I saw a taxi in my rear display.
Facial recognition in cameras. The Scenery Channel.
Watching on TV for a change.
80s nostalgia.
Be careful around that grip character. He's got a few short circuits in his bionic implants.
Bionic implants. Electronic billboards. Curb front recycling. Pepsi still changed their logo with unnecessary frequency. And this video phone is a combination of Skype technology with the sort of useless unwanted personal information that Facebook forces upon you as soon as you log on. That's extraordinarily prescient.
Read my fax!
And that's a fax machine. Yes, there's just as many things they got dead wrong, as exemplified by this edition of USA Today, which, despite its $6 price, enjoys a readership of 3 billion, more than 40% of the world's population. As for the headlines, kelp is still only really eaten in the Far East, Japan is in recession, the Cubs are still hoping to break that 107-year World Series drought, although I suppose since we're doing this in January, there's still time. There's no such game as slam ball, which is perhaps why we don't have an extending bat. They were damn close with a female president, but... And Swiss terrorism would actually make a nice change. But the biggest error is the one that, at the time, must have seemed almost a slam dunk.
I can't lose.
Not wanting to make light of a sad story, but between affairs, divorce, the car crash, and the fact that the Queen is still alive and on the throne, at the time of recording, that went wrong in more ways than anyone could have possibly predicted. Elsewhere in the movie...
Of course, that was before they had dust repellent paper.
Well, we have Kindles instead of dust repellent paper. No sleep inducers, no ozone indicators, and whatever the fuck this is, we don't got it. The thing is, some stuff you just can't predict. If someone had said, how about if young people wear their trousers down past their asses, everyone else would have said, don't be silly, they'd look ridiculous. Just have them wear 2 ties and their pockets inside out. And while we're talking about clothes...
Power laces, all right.
Nike is planning to release Power Laces this year.
Let me introduce you to the future.
But if you simply can't wait...
Shoes! I need shoes!
These look good from the front. Not so much from the side. I think that's only worth half a McFly. Similarly, while self-fitting clothes remain the fevered dream of someone who hasn't heard of buying the right size, and auto-drying clothes just don't exist, we do have intelligent clothes that will adjust themselves to outdoor temperatures, and wireless underwear that monitors your health, or can be used to stimulate your partner remotely.
You're not going to know where it comes from.
Oh
That's at least another half McFly.
no! It feels like they're touching you.
Moving on to entertainment.
Your hands? That's like a baby's toy.
Lots of people are trying to develop mind-controlled video games.
Now you can use the awesome power of the Force to move an object with the power of your mind.
But keeping your mind completely focused on a single task is next to impossible.
Control, control. You must learn control.
But cinema in 2015 looks pretty close. Endless sequels, shitty-looking digital effects, and unnecessary 3D.
Shark still looks fake.
Although Max Spielberg's last cinematic foray was playing Kid in Plane in Catch Me If You Can. Sasha Spielberg might have been a better bet, but she wasn't born when the film came out, so I guess you can't blame them. But they did accurately predict the use of computer-generated dead celebrities to sell products.
Cilantro mixed with your choice of beans, chicken...
On the more active side of entertainment, the exercise bars of the film have completely failed to materialise because, frankly, that's hugely unhealthy.
Keep pedaling, you two!
And nothing ruins a meal like the stink of people working out next to you. So, if you're forced to go for a run outdoors, what will the weather be like?
Right now, it's pouring rain.
Wait 5 more seconds.
Controllable weather seems like one of the film's more out-there predictions, but in fact, by seeding clouds with silver iodide, we can make it rain or even snow.
Right on the tick. Amazing. Absolutely.
We just can't make it stop.
Too bad the post office isn't as efficient as the weather service.
Well, they got that right. Since it's raining and there's nothing you can do about it, an automated dog walker would be great, but the majority available are just treadmills, which doesn't really count. The only actual robot dog walker is Luna. Released 4 years ago, costing $3,000, and entirely unable to stop a big dog from running off or indeed peeing all over it. You might be better off just putting your dog into suspended animation.
I left him in a suspended animation kennel. Einstein never knew I was gone.
The kennels don't exist, but the technology is being developed, replacing blood with saline solution to give doctors more time to work on life-threatening injuries. Trials on pigs have been successful.
I went to a rejuvenation clinic and got a whole natural overhaul.
You could also stretch your life with a bit of rejuvenation therapy.
Added a good 30 to 40 years to my life.
Nonsense, of course. Or is it? Here's 2015's Marty McFly. And here's Michael J. Fox today. Leah Thompson and Elizabeth Shue. They're clearly taking something. Technologically, dehydrated pizza is closer than you might think.
Hydrate level 4, please.
This military-issue pizza will last 3 years and can be eaten straight out of the bag. And while you can't power your car with leftovers via a Mr. Fusion, you can put them into a Fusion Junior and power your home. I mean, not all of your home, but it'll keep a few lights on.
You should reprogram It's Dangerous to Enter without lights on.
Culturally, the film again scores highly.
Some $100, will you, and help save the clock tower?
Seems excessive, but those charity workers who ask for a percentage of your salary are asking for at least that, just less directly. As for paying that money, we can't thumb a payment, but contactless payments at least represent a similar trend, putting convenience and speed well above personal safety, and giving criminals instant reward for theft and grievous bodily harm.
The justice system works swiftly in the future now that they've abolished all lawyers.
Well, that just seems like wish fulfillment.
McFly! Don't go anywhere! You're next!
Speaking of criminals, it's nice to see racially integrated gangs in the future. But to be honest, it's still pretty West Side Story out there.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Finally, transport. Road-legal personal hovercrafts do exist, though you seldom see them because the majority of their drivers are of course dead, either crashed or killed by their neighbours. But brace yourself for the first really practical flying car, the Aeromobile. Well, that's really just a plane with a slightly less aerodynamic nose. Also, James Bond got there years ago. But of course, what we've all been waiting for is the hoverboard.
I need to borrow your hoverboard.
30 years of hoping, fueled by Robert Zemeckis' cruel lies.
And they've been around for years. Just that parents' groups have not let the toy manufacturers make them, and we got our hands on some.
And, as has been well publicised, one does now exist.
This is the real hoverboard right here.
That said, for sheer ingenuity and the sort of I wonder what will happen if I do this attitude that leads so many unsung geniuses to end up as a sticky red smear on the pavement, this guy has my hoverboard of choice. Totalling up the results, the McFlys have it! We are officially living in the future.
Your future is whatever you make it.
It's all a bit disappointing, really.
Thanks for watching our Back to the Future 2 special. Is there anything we missed? Are there any Back to the Future innovations you want to see? Let us know in the comments. Check out our other specials, and if you like what we do, click on that subscribe button.